Never seen someone with really no upper chest then go from having like this huge pec down here, and then they just did a lot of upper chest stuff and that upper chest got huge. I've never actually seen that. That's his pec. And I'm gonna come over here. Now he tries to escape, and that's his resistance. All right, so obviously this is, if we're saying these are some of his pec fibers, right? And so again, if this really is attaching down here, we got some of his clavicular fibers up here. We got these that are gonna attach somewhere down here. And so this will give a pretty good line of some of the extremes. I don't want him to choke them out, but this would probably maybe slightly more, but if we went all the way to the clavicular fibers, all the way to the costal fibers, or some of these fibers as well too. So what do I show this for? Is because what's in the middle here? So if he goes through this middle plane, we say, oh, this is kind of like middle chest as well. So if we're going through that plane of motion and you're at maximum output, what do you think your body is doing? So if it's just him and I are here right now, like if, let's say he didn't even have any of these pec fibers. So he has no middle pec fibers. He only has ones that attach to his clavicle and the ones that attach to his, costal fibers, his ribs. Could he still pull his arm across his body? The answer is yes. Of course he could. So if both of us pull at the same time, these are two different lines of force pulling two different directions, but they have basically some things in similar where we're pulling this way to a degree-ish, and they make what's called the resultant. So if I took the sum of both of these, say it's the equal amount of force, basically if we both pull at the same time, the resultant is going to be pulling right in the middle. So if I combine those lines of force, the direction they're coming is right through kind of the middle of the chest, right? And so what does that mean? Obviously, if he didn't have middle pecs, we could still do that just with his clavicular fibers, just with those costal fibers. And so to some degree, this is why it also doesn't make a huge difference of, I gotta do lots of upper, I gotta do lots of lower, because if we have something where it's going through this arm path, and lo and behold, he does have middle pec fibers that attach to his sternum, he does have stuff that attach to his clavicle, he has here, and we're going at max load, max challenge for that movement pattern, all of that shit's gonna work, right? Your body's not gonna say, well, this is lined up best, so let's use just those. No, those are lined up best, so they're gonna do a lot of work, of course, but you're also gonna say, I'm gonna call upon this guy as much as possible, I'm gonna call upon these guys as much as possible. And that's why in reality, from a pure practical standpoint, I'm yet to actually see someone really significantly develop just any part of their chest. I've never seen someone honestly that said, okay, well, I didn't have, everyone's like, I know I gotta start with upper chest because everyone doesn't have enough upper chest, so I gotta prioritize that. I've never seen someone with really no upper chest then go from having like this huge pec down here, and then they just did a lot of upper chest stuff and that upper chest got huge. I've never actually seen that. Normally it's someone, they say I have more upper chest, I'm just like, well, you don't have any chest. Your whole chest sucks, so of course your upper chest sucks as well too. And then what they do is they do a lot of upper chests, and they do all the other stuff you're supposed to do, and they come back 5 years later and they got a big old juicy pec, and they say, look at my upper chest is bigger. I'm like, well, yeah, now everything's bigger, and it seems like it just kind of grew at a proportionate rate. So it's one of those interesting things where, from a programming standpoint, why the hell not have 3 chest exercises, right? So why not have something that's maybe kind of flattish, declined slightly-ish, fly is a good place for that. Why not have a flattish type of press, and why not have something incline-ish? There we go, 3 things, might as well program it, buy some stuff. But it would be really interesting if somebody just had one great exercise just coming across. I say it's interesting, but you do have certain demographics, and again, this is the argument of genetics or actions, where if you have someone that's only ever done a flat press, I mean, there's literally, I've seen some NFL players, some guys that like the only exercise they've done is whatever their coaches program, bench press, squat, deadlift, maybe they do a curl every once in a while, and those guys just have this freaking plate of armor that's fully developed pecs top to bottom. Like obviously now some of them again is genetics, maybe they had pecs when they were 8 years old, I don't really know, but obviously if you're just pulling across your body really, really hard with max effort over time, like we just saw, everything can and will contribute. So it's an interesting programming thing. Like I said, from a practicality standpoint, might as well program all of them. But I'm actually pretty sure if you just had one really good exercise that you progressed over time, went from doing, plate aside to 6 plates aside, your whole chest is probably going to be pretty well developed for that reason. So.